I think we were coming back from Bridgend. We told that there's an emergency call, go to Sandfields in Talbot, in which we were backing up an RV which was already in scene. We made our way there and found the RV there sitting next to the patient who we were told had a gentleman in his 50s who had long-term issues with chest infections which hadn't resolved. We were told also that when the patient went up to get a glass of water, he fell and possibly had a fit, but he hit his head when he fell. There's a small laceration on his head. Observations, noticing that he had a news of 5 or 6. He had he's tachycardic, he was tachypneic, he had an increased temperature as well, which on top of the history led me to believe that sepsis could be one of the problems that we were dealing with here. We got him onto the back of the ambulance and I started giving him fluid therapy. The increased temperature was responding to the paracetamol the RV had given him, and we were just monitoring the symptoms which weren't getting any worse. And the knowledge I'd gained over the time that it's more of a long-term problem with the sepsis, the short-term problem being the infection, which could be treated with antibiotics, but he needed to approach the issue of the sepsis, which I did with the fluids. These are things I've learned they would have done in the hospital anyway, but starting it early on the ambulance before I got there. They knew they had to screen for sepsis anyway because of the news score, and I just let the nurse know, and they got on with what they had to do. It basically kills as many people as possibly strokes in the year, and I was shocked because I didn't realise that. My training basically is, I look at it on a systemic level. Apart from trauma, where you got, if it's respiratory, you just treat the symptoms, whether cardiac, diabetic, but realising that what goes on after you drop them off at hospital, your treatment could have a bearing on long term if you start the treatment straight away. When you come to hospital, especially with the recent delays we've had at hospital, a lot of the treatment which would go on the hospital is preempted by us, fluid therapy, for example. So a lot of these things I've just come through peer review, talking to the healthcare professionals, where I've just picked it up, like you said, like a magpie, picking everything up and just storing the relevant facts which could help us. I think 12 years I got about 4 or 5 feedback letters. And normally you just look upon them as, and I got to be honest, the ones I'm getting seems to be not. When you get memorable jobs in which you come back and you think, oh, I have made a difference here, I tend not to get them from that. It's more the ones which, it's the stuff you do day in, day out, and it seems a lot to the family and means a lot more to the family, but to yourself it's just, okay, it's just another job. So I'm grateful for them. But in this instance, we worked as a team, the RFE did his bit, and myself and my colleague just did what we would normally do. If the next patient I suspected sepsis, I would do exactly the same thing.